Oh, cool! I got my Bruins part.
I got my Wheaton shirt on.
Yeah,
because because Wheaton's
we're
undefeated hockey.
Go Wheat! Yeah, undefeated, saving football, undefeated football and hockey. Yeah,
yeah, woo! But we never got a title though. I don't know why. We just never.
Haters gonna hate.
I guess so.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of On the Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, good to see you on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. How are you today?
Really good. Yeah, no, I just did some moving today. I'm getting ready to move to my new apartment. So it's been fun. Yes.
Yeah. If you missed our last episode, you missed our announcement. The couch that you have come to know and love from Kyle's current soon to be old apartment will be no more. Starting in about a week here, and we'll have a new couch to debut coming up in a future episode. So we're very excited to do that. So
can't wait.
But so tonight it was more like this evening. This evening we are all back on sort of this couch that you all have also come to know and love. This is sort of been a mainstay couch. I feel like throughout, your couches have changed, but this couch has always stayed the same.
It's one of the few.
The OG couch.
Oh, it is
technically one of the OG couches. But yeah, so what we wanted to do is back a few weeks ago. We did do a sort of NHL playoff preview, and obviously we are very happy, or at least I am, that the Boston Bruins have advanced all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals, which begin on Monday at TD Garden. You're a Canadian fan, so it doesn't count. But yeah, we're very excited. They're going to be going up against the St. Louis Blues, which is actually
the Blues.
It's just sort of an interesting, fact that back in 1970, when the Bruins won the Cup, they also faced the St. Louis Blues, and it's sort of that series where you had the iconic Bobby Orr game-winning goal to win the Stanley Cup, sort of flying through the air. And so now, 49 years later, almost 50 years later, we have a rematch. 49 years in the making of the Bruins and Blues in the Stanley Cup Finals. Again, Game 1, Monday night at TD Garden. Everybody's very excited. And Kyle, let's just, before we get into the finals themselves and what it means for the Bruins to be here in the finals themselves, let's just talk about this playoff run. Because the Bruins, it's been an intense playoff for the Bruins. They went to 7 games in the first round against Toronto, ended up pulling that out. Had a tough time with Columbus in the second round. Ended up pulling that series out in 6 games, and then of course sweeping the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals to get here to the Stanley Cup Finals. So they've definitely been tested in these playoffs. And we'll see if it pays dividends for them coming up in this series for all the marbles here.
Yeah, well, I mean they've just shown this strong, so I think they can pull it off. I really do. I think they've had a really good team, these past few years, especially. So I think as long as they can, just keep doing what they're doing, I guess.
Yeah, and I know a player that you enjoy watching has definitely played an integral role in the Stanley Cup, and that's Tuukka Rask. In hockey, goaltending a lot of times can be sort of the thing that wins you a championship, and he has definitely been the Tuukka Rask that we've come to know and love in these playoffs. He's played really, really well.
Oh my God! You know what they say: the best offense is a good defense, right? So, he's been he's been on fire this season. He's just all around. He's one of the better goalies, I think, in the NHL overall. So, he's been in the team for how long now?
Oh, geez. He was on it's been at least like 10, 11 years. I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, he's definitely one of the big time veterans. I mean, he was on both, the Stanley Cup Finals teams of this decade, 2011 and 2013. He's been the guy now for at least the last 5 or 6 years. Sort of, the guy, the starter. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, the last time the Bruins were in the Stanley Cup Finals, unfortunately, they came up a little bit short, losing in 6 games to the Blackhawks. So hopefully they can make it more like 2011 when they won it all. And like 2013. And I mean, just, obviously, we, as Boston sports fans, we admit that we're a bit spoiled. I mean, we had we won the World Series, the Super Bowl, and, fortunately, Celtics didn't quite, Celtics certainly weren't up to par, but, I mean, the Bruins, I don't think anybody really thought, even in Boston, that the Bruins would do as well as they did this year, and it just goes to show you sometimes the teams that you think the least have surprised you the most.
There you go. Yeah. No, they because it's funny you think about that, and like it's not always been like that in Boston. Like the Red Sox were like the Cubs for a while. They I mean, obviously before the Cubs won their World Series too, but. You had like the Red Sox and the Cubs. They just were teams that never won like any championships, any World Series, and same with the Patriots. You think about back when like Bledsoe was in the team, and the Patriots they weren't a bad team. They just weren't. They were pretty middle of the road, I would say, at the time. And but now it's just like I feel like this like big sports renaissance is going on. Kind of like in the 70s with movies, the golden age of cinema, when you had all these crazy directors like Francis Ford Coppola and Steven Spielberg. It's like that. I feel like with like Boston sports.
Yeah, no, definitely. I have no idea what you were talking about.
I know, strange comparison. Maybe some of you guys know what I'm talking about.
No idea. Just references going over my head left and right here. So, but hey, that's you. So it's okay. But yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting, to see. I mean, St. Louis was a kind of a team that nobody really expected to be here. They kind of they kind of struggled early in the season, and then kind of turned it on and have really gone on quite the run here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So. We'll see, if Cinderella's, if they turn back into a pumpkin and the clock strikes midnight, or if this team is the real deal. It's going to be a tough series, and sort of that's a perfect segue into sort of our official Stanley Cup Finals predictions. And obviously. I know it's probably going to be pretty obvious to you guys who I'm going to pick. I'm going with the Bruins. I got my B on on my shirt here. But this shirt I've always really liked this shirt, because this shirt is like, I don't know how well you guys can see it. There we go. That's better. It's like all the Boston sports teams in one. So no matter what game I go to, like if I wear this, I'm all set, because I've got each team on
every sport
on that shirt there. But yeah, I like the Bruins. I think it's gonna be Bruins in 6. I think
Bruins in 6.
I think St. Louis, they're a good team. That they wouldn't, they wouldn't have gotten this far if they didn't have some talent. And I think, I think they have the potential to maybe win a game or two. So I like Bruins in 6, but I do think that the Bruins will be hoisting the Stanley Cup come a few weeks from now. Kyle, the floor is yours, my friend. What is your official finals prediction?
That's a tough one. I mean, obviously, I think the Bruins too definitely have the chance of taking it all this year. I think that in specifically what game, it's always tough. I can never really do the math right for that, but I would say. The Bruins definitely. They have. I would say probably they'll win game. Maybe we'll say like game. Maybe I'll say, I'll go with your prediction too. Game 6.
Okay.
I think
Bruins in 6.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable prediction to make. It really is. I mean, it's they're. I mean, it's the Stanley Cup Finals, which usually doesn't end in a sweep or anything like that. A lot of times it ends up going, 6 or 5 or 6 or even 7 games. So, and by the way, the one last thing is like, it just continues to amaze me about. Well, there's 2 things that sort of about sort of the whole championship series. One is just the ticket prices are just. Amazing, like through the roof. I mean, literally for game 1 Monday night, if you want to just get in the arena, you're gonna have to pay like $600 a ticket. And then and that's minus like and that's not even including like if you go through some of these like secondhand sites like StubHub and Ace, like the service fees, it's gonna be a good chunk of change to if you want to. Actually go see a Stanley Cup Finals game in person. Hey, listen, if you can afford it, be my guest. Enjoy the experience. Or if you get lucky enough to win tickets or get invited or whatever the case may be, go.
A lot of jobs.
Enjoy it.
I'm sure certain. I've heard
friends who have
stories
season
like
tickets, like
maybe they have an extra one.
Other friends. So if anybody out there is watching and want to sort of give your 2 favorite on a couch hosts a couple of Stanley Cup tickets, we'd be more than willing to take them.
Or if your job, maybe you have a job that gave you tickets and you don't want to go, or you can't somehow make it, then hey guys,
hi, how are you? And the other thing is that they are going to have this really cool like pregame pep rally / like concert / viewing party.
Really?
For game 1 on Monday at City Hall Plaza, it's going to be Lil Nas X and Chase Rice performing. Lil Nas X famous for
no idea
some of you. If any of you heard the song Old Town Road, I'm going.
Oh God!
I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. Yeah, that song. He's
the country hip hop crossover.
Yeah, he's going to be performing. And then you can actually like watch the game on a big screen in City Hall Plaza. So
it's pretty cool. If you got a concert and a game, that's not bad actually.
Yeah, I'm sure. And the weather's supposed to be nice on Monday. So it's a holiday. Go down there early. Maybe partake in the festivities. Walk around. That area. Go around Boston and then watch the hockey game. So it's
nice
gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a great series, and go Bruins. I mean, I truly hope they can come out and get the cup, get through the 3rd title in 4 sports for Boston sports teams. That would be really cool. So for tonight's episode, we actually don't have a food review for you because we're actually doing this episode before we go out to eat.
It's a pre-dinner.
So no food review. Do you, Kyle, do you have anything else you want to add, or?
Tonight, no. I'm just gonna keep it light.
Just gonna
wish the Bruins good luck.
And speaking of sort of championships and stuff, there are a couple teams that I just want to throw a quick shout out to, and obviously, those of you who watch these episodes know that I am a big Boston College sports fan. And 2 of their teams actually made some good runs in their own tournaments this year. That is the BC baseball team, who just unfortunately lost today in the ACC semifinals, but still had a really good run, making it all the way to the ACC semifinals. So congrats to them. And the BC women's lacrosse team, who for the 3rd year in a row will be going to the national championship game. Now, unfortunately, they've lost the last 2 years in the national title game, but I'm hoping that this year they can sort of get it done. And
third time's a charm, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly, 3rd time's a charm. And then also the last one is Babson College. obviously located right here in Wellesley where we are. Their baseball team just defeated Cortland State in the Super Regionals of the NCAA Division III tournament today to advance to the College World Series for that. So congratulations to them, and best of luck at the College World Series, which will be in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, coming up next week.
Cool.
So good luck, Beavers, and hope you can bring back the title.
Iowa, man, that's quite the trip they're making.
Bring back the title to Massachusetts. So, that's going to do it for this week's edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. Again, go Bruins. Hope if you're watching the Stanley Cup, drop a comment with your predictions in the comment bar on whatever social media platform you are watching us on. And until next time, here from the couch, he's Kyle, I'm Robbie, and we will see you next time on a Couch Talking Sports. Bye, everybody.